Hello everyone, welcome back to the Azure Data Factory session. In the previous session, we saw a simple copy activity. We just uploaded a sample file from on-premise location to cloud, and then we copied the same file in cloud from one folder to the another. Today, we are going to copy a couple of files in a folder, which means we are going to use a Foreach loop to copy multiple files from one location to the other location in cloud. Okay, so for that we are going to make use of for each activity. For each activity will loop through files one by one, but before that it has to know what are the files present in the folder that we are looking for. Okay, for that we are going to use get metadata activity. There is one another activity in Azure Data Factory which is called get metadata activity, which is going to give you list of files in a particular folder. Metadata in the sense it's going to give details about the folder or file or a table that we are going to ask for. Okay, so this metadata activity is not specific to files or tables. It is to give you the metadata of the object that we are referring to or we are configuring. Okay, so today we are going to make this metadata activity to give us list of files in a particular folder. Okay, list of files in a folder. After getting the list of files, we are going to loop through all the list one by one using for each loop. Okay, that is what we are going to do today. I have two files here in my laptop. One is career, another one is personal. This personal text file has the personal details of some cricket players, and career text file will have career oriented details. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to first upload these two files into the blob storage in cloud. Okay, that is step one. So I'll quickly make the steps here. Upload files to blob. Second, create a pipeline or use existing pipeline and add get metadata activity, and then for each loop activity. Inside for each loop, implement a copy activity. Okay, this is what we are going to do today. Okay, let's upload the files first. Go to upload blog, portal.azure.com. After going to that, go to the storage account and double click the container that we have already created. Go to input folder and we can upload the files freshly for your reference. Now I will delete already uploaded ones. I just want to show you how to upload once again. Just click on upload. Choose the file from your local machine. Click upload. Again, choose one more file. Say upload. So this will complete our upload step. Next step is to access this blob storage and the folder, input folder, and we are going to copy career.txt and personal.txt to output folder in the same container. Okay, output folder doesn't have anything now, so we are going to copy the two files from one folder to another. Go to adf.azure.com and then go to pipelines. This pipeline was created in last session. We just had a copy activity. We had a source dataset and sync dataset. Source pointed to one file in blob storage and sync pointed to output folder. So we just ran this pipeline to copy a single file. So today what we are going to do is, I'll delete it, I'll do freshly. Okay, so we are just going to implement get metadata activity now. So just copy paste it, and it requires a dataset. In the sense, it requires a folder or a table name. So in our case, right, today we are going to mention a folder. We can create a new folder, new dataset pointing to the folder in blob storage. In our case, it's going to be the input folder. So I'm just saying continue ds input. Choose the link service, choose the container and directory, say OK. We need not choose the file because we are going to find the list of files in this particular folder, right? So we can skip this file part. Okay, choose none here, say OK. So this will create input folder, and this metadata activity will point to that input folder. So let me run this activity so that you will get some better idea. Okay, so our intention is to get list of files from the input folder in blob storage, right? So let me run this. Okay, so what it tells now is field list in get metadata activity cannot be empty. Alright, so what it says is we pointed to the folder that has to be looked on to for getting the files, but there is something called a field list here. So click on new. So when we point the metadata activity to a folder, it will have set of fields associated with. It asks us what metadata we want. Actually every folder will have a couple of metadata, right? So we just want to tell the metadata activity which property of metadata we want. So here we have something called exists child items. Just a second, let me make it little bigger. Item name, if you see here, right, we have multiple properties of folder. So in our case we are interested in child items, in the sense child items of the folder, which is nothing but the files or subdirectories. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to choose this child items as the property in field list, and then I'll validate again. So now the error has gone. Okay, so this is how we configure metadata activity with a folder name and the field list property. Okay, if I debug, it's going to get list of files present in the input folder, which is nothing but career.txt and personal.txt. So it's running now. After it gets executed, right, we will be seeing input and output here. Right now only input is coming. Once it has successfully finished, it will give us some output. Okay, it has completed now. If you see here, previously it was only input, right now we have output. If you click on this, it's going to tell us the child item details in JSON format. Okay, I'll just copy paste or I'll maximize it. Okay, if you see here, right, it has the child item details in JSON format. It just has a name of the file and type of the object. Okay, name of the object and type of the object in open and close braces. Okay, so as much files you have, right, those many curly braces will come here. In JSON format you will see the details. One is career.txt and personal.txt. Okay, and one thing we should note here is the property of the property that gives us the name of the file. Okay, career.txt is the name of the file, but it comes in the name property of child items. Okay, child items gives us the items inside folder. Inside that, the name property gives us the name of the file. So this is important for the next step that we are going to do. Okay, just to keep this in mind, I'll just close this. Okay, so get metadata activity is done now. Next step is to add a Foreach loop. We have to loop through these two files, right, to copy. So for that, I'm just connecting this and adding a Foreach loop. Alright, so click on Foreach loop. We have to set something before we actually proceed with the copy activity. Okay, once you click on this Foreach loop, right, you will have to set a property. If you see on these tabs, right, under settings you are seeing one, which means one property is mandatory. It has to be mandatorily set in Foreach loop. Okay, so in all other tabs we don't have any notification or highlight of the mandatory stuff. So here, if you come to setting, you are seeing something called items. Basically we are just asking the Foreach loop to loop through, right, but we have to tell it, right, which folder to loop through, what are the items to be looped through, In our case, we have to give details of the file, where the file is actually present, from where to pick up the file. Okay, so that detail, the input detail, has to be given here. How to give that? Our input is coming from the metadata activity, right? So just keep that in mind. I'll go to this property. We have to add something dynamic here, because we don't know which folder and how many files are there and all. It has to be determined dynamically, right? So we are going to add something dynamic here. When you scroll down, you will see activity outputs. How much ever activities you have before this for each loop activity, right? Those activities output will be listed here. In our case, it's just one simple get metadata activity, so it is only listed here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on it, and I'll say child items. Child items is what metadata is going to give. So we are going to loop through the child items here, and I'll say finish. Okay, for each loop configuration is done. Inside this for each loop, we have to implement copy activity, correct? So what we are going to do is click on this pencil icon. It will take you inside for each loop. Okay, this is the pipeline. Inside that you have a for each loop, and you are here now. Okay, what we are going to do, we are going to copy data. Alright, so copy data requires folder and source folder and destination folder or sync folder, correct? In SSIS it's destination, in Azure Data Factory it's sync. Okay, let me configure source and sync. Source data set can be the same folder that we configured in get metadata activity. Okay, so it just tells us the folder name. It will tell container name and folder name. Okay, you can open and see what it is telling. It is the container name, input is the folder name. It doesn't have any file. Okay, so we have to have an option to tell where the file resides. What is the file name? That we have to tell, right? In order to copy properly, we have to give full path through the copy activity. So from where this file is going to come from, that we have to configure. Okay, so that thing where we have to set is, come to the pipeline again, click on copy data activity, choose wildcard file path, because file path in data set just points to the folder, input folder. I'll show you quickly. Okay, this is the data set for input. It just has a fs demo, which is nothing but the container name. This is the folder name. So it is not enough, right? Just a container name and folder name is not enough. You need the file path also, file name also. So what we are going to do, choose wildcard file path, and then folder can be input folder, and file name we have to give here. So that file name is going to come from our for each loop, because for each loop is going to loop through files one by one. This for each loop, what it will do, it will give the details of two files. The first time it loops through, it will give the file name carrier.txt and its type as file in JSON format, right? Second time it loops through, it will give personal.txt and its type is file. Okay, so with this detail we should make use of the copy activity. In copy activity you just have to make use of this information to complete the full path. Okay, so what we are going to do is click on pipeline, let the folder be input, wildcard file name we have to derive from for each loop. Okay, so click on current item. This item will point to first file in the first iteration, next file in the second iteration. We just need a name of the file. Okay, we already have container name, folder name. We just need name of the file, right? So in JSON format I showed you earlier, we had name of the file and type of the file of both the files. Okay, so I am just choosing name property. Say finish. So we are done with source setting. Go to sync setting now. Sync can be the same dataset that we used yesterday. It points to output folder. If you come to fs demo, my container, it has input and output, right? So this output folder is being pointed to in sync txt dataset. If you want to check, just click on open fs demo output star, which means it has to copy the files to output folder. Okay, and just close it. Let us publish all the changes. Okay, it doesn't allow star to be present in sync dataset. For example, we have a dataset, right? Okay, so sync dataset, if you see here, there is a star here. It points to all. Okay, it's a wildcard character. I'll just delete it. Okay, and I'll publish all the changes. So it will detect the changes which we have done to pipelines, datasets, triggers. So whatever objects we are using in Azure Data Factory, right, it will capture the changes to all those objects. So this is the only way to save your work in Azure Data Factory if you don't have a Git setup. Okay, alright, so it's successfully published, which means our changes have been saved. So let's try to close all of this and just have the pipeline and see if it's ready to run. Okay, so I'll just validate. Let's validate to be sure everything is looking fine. Okay, I'm validating, so no validate issues, and then I'll try to debug it. So debug, once we complete debugging, right, it should copy two files from input folder to output folder. That is the simple thing that we are expecting. Okay, get metadata activity has completed and it has brought child item details, career.txt and personal.txt. They are nothing but files. Alright, for each loop activity also has completed. See, for each loop has executed 2 times. Why it has run 2 times? Because we had 2 files in the source folder. If we had 1 file, for each loop would have run only once. Okay, so every step will have input details and output details and some more other details about the copy being done. For example, how many bytes have transferred, how much data was read, and what is the region from which we are copying and to which region we are copying. So all these details it will let you know. Okay, once you click this icon here, after you click outside, right, in the sense after you click your mouse anywhere outside, those details will be gone. You can find it out back in the output folder, so it will give you these details. Okay, alright, so this is all about today's session. We have just seen how to upload multiple files to cloud and how to copy those files from one cloud folder to another using Foreach loop activity and get metadata activity. Okay, if you have any doubts or comments, please let me know in comment section. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. More to come. Okay, in the same Azure Data Factory versus SSIS, right? More videos to be uploaded. Thanks for your support. Keep watching.